So which way is the market going to go now that we're entering the last part of 2020? Well, this is Ron Weiss-Sakarski at Wise Home Team Realty, and I've got some thoughts about where I think everything is going and why it might be important for you. So the first thing is 2020, while it has given us many challenges, it's actually turned out to be sales-wise a stronger year than 2019. Go figure, how did that happen? People want to move. That's the name of the game. It's not about sales, it's about helping families move. And this year, more people chose to move than in 2019. Who'd have thunk it? So what do I see that's going to happen in the next month or two? Well, I don't think that the changing of the guard at president, if that's what's going to happen right now, you can figure that out for me, is really going to change the real estate market. People move because they want to move, not because of who's president. I think that's a safe thing to say. That should not change things. We know that inventory continues to be an issue, but we also know that purchasing power has never been stronger with these super low interest rates. So it's some of each. The stock market is at record highs right now, so there is money out there, whether it's through the borrowing phase or maybe taking some money off the table for some investments that performed really well, unbelievably well in 2020. So what does it look like for you? If you're a buyer in this market and maybe you haven't purchased in a while, it may feel a little bit different. The price of poker has gone up, so to speak, for housing, and $250 doesn't go as far as it used to. I know it sounds a little crazy, but $250,000 may not get you everything on your list. And we see clients experiencing this on a weekly, almost daily basis. They would think that there's more out there in the $250 category than there's really out there. And unbelievably, it's not all turnkey. As a matter of fact, a lot of it may need renovations. Some significant renovations, and maybe 300 is a new 250. So that's something to think about. What is it that I would like for my money? Would I like it turnkey? And if not, do I have enough capital after the closing to change something out? Say a roof, AC, kitchen, bathroom, something. Each of these could add up. So as you're looking into this market, understand that prices have gone up dramatically over the last several years. We've seen it, but now we're feeling it because 250 doesn't go as far as it used to. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is the inventory situation for just a moment. As we have consultations with our strategies for our clients, we actually talk about the property they're going to purchase more so than the one they're trying to sell, if they need to move to something that they don't currently own. Now, if you have a second property that you're going to move into and sell your current residence, it's kind of easy. You just move into the other one and you're done. Not so hard. But if you're thinking of moving to a different residence and you only have one residence and you own it, is it possible to buy the next property now, renovate if you need to, then move in, empty out your current home, have it professionally cleaned, staged if you need it, and professional photography afterwards, and sell it after that? You may run into a situation where you have a double mortgage for a minute, if you have a mortgage. But think of it this way: if you close in December, your first mortgage payment for the new place would not be January 1st, it actually would be February 1st. And let's just suppose that you put a property under contract this week and you closed, I don't know, on Christmas. You would have time after that to get moved out and put the other property back on the market. That house could sell within 30 days and close. And lo and behold, that might close on January 31st. And by the time the February 1st payment comes for the new home, you've closed the other one too. You may not actually even experience a double payment. And if you did, would it be worth 1 month of double payment where a lot of the money goes to principal reduction? Here's what I'm thinking. If you go under contract first, and again, you have to be able to buy the next house while you own that, and not everybody's going to qualify for that, but if you can, it's something to think about. Just good math here. Do you want to sell your home quickly, which may very well happen in this market, and have 20, 30 days to get another house under contract and closed? It might leave you a window of 5 or 10 days to find the perfect house. And in a low inventory situation, that may or may not be possible. So here's the thought, and this is what we're implementing. We're going out and finding the right property, finding a way to get it under contract and close it, either before or simultaneously with the current property. It does involve, at times, a contingency on the sale of your home. Good for you, not so good for the seller, and ultimately not really good for you if it's not good for the seller, and here's why. Should you go under contract and have that contingency based on the sale of your home, you're going to pay a premium in price. It's just a fact. The seller's taking risks. They're going to hold firmer to their asking price. But if you can go in and purchase the next property without that contingency, I think you've got a better negotiating stance, and I think you'd agree with that. Now, what does this mean for you? You're purchasing a property in advance of putting your house on the market. Okay, check. And you're getting it under contract in such a way it's going to close in about 30 days so you can negotiate better. Check. Once it's under contract and maybe through the inspections, you might think about putting your property on the market during that time. If you want to line up the two closings and do them simultaneously, you might be able to maneuver that. I just want to be careful that as you go on the market and hypothetically sell quick, where's your next move? How are we going to get you there safely, not leave you homeless? Unless you're comfortable with putting your stuff in storage for a week or a month and living in a nice place on the water, vacation property type of thing for a month and just living on the beach, that might be okay too. So the last thing I want to say is this. There's only 3 ways that you can really make the move. You either sell the property that you own and close on the property you're buying on the same day. Stressful, but possible. Buy the property in advance, take your time getting it ready to move in, and then sell yours afterwards. And by the way, you could probably just pay off a mortgage if you took one out with the proceeds, within the first few months. It might be easy. Or, there is a third option. Sell your house now, find a rental or a vacation property. There's probably some Airbnbs out there that are empty. Stay in that for a month or 2. Take your time. Purchase the perfect home. You'll have your cash. There's no contingencies. It's not stressful. You might be able to close quickly. So there's 3 ways that you can succeed in this market as we get to the end of the year. And I think you're going to need to consider every one of those strategies. Because what I see is low inventory for the foreseeable future and super low interest rates. We're going to take any available inventory and probably have it selling really quick. So I don't think the inventory situation takes care of itself anytime soon. And as far as price capitulation, I'm not seeing any of it. I know that a few sellers probably took a little less of an offer to get their home closed maybe by the end of 2020, perhaps thinking there's a tax strategy by selling this year. Fair, but that happens every year. But right now, I have not seen price capitulation, and chances are prices will continue to nudge upward. And that's what I got for you right now. I think prices continue to steadily climb, inventory to painfully slow increase ever so slightly, and new construction being a popular way for people to move. If you've got questions or like our content, click or comment below. Love to hear from you. This is Ron Wojciechowski from Wise Home Team Realty.